Hi everyone, my name is Paul Jensen, and today I want to share my story about how I put my faith and trust in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. When I was just a young boy, probably not more than 4 or 5 years old, I always had this sense that God existed, and that really was a gift that He gave me. I didn't grow up in a Christian home. I did have a great family, great parents, and a brother and sister. But even then, He was working in my life. He was planting seeds. He was doing that through my best friend's family. He was doing that through my neighbor, who was just a wonderful, godly man and very faithful and very generous. And He was also doing that through His creation. And it was something that He always used to draw me to Him, and draw me into a relationship with Him. I was the type of kid that was always, in a stream or in a river, or lifting up logs and looking for things. And so just His creation in the animals and the forests and the mountains, and even in the stars, I was always just amazed at how many stars there were, and just really interested in the universe and in galaxies. And to me, it just really showed God's power and His majesty. Now, I wish I could say that I responded to those things in faith as a young boy, but I didn't. And all through my teen years, and really up until my early 20s, I really went my own way. I was pursuing my own pleasures, my own desires, my own selfishness, my own dreams, and really God had no place in that. But even then, God was continuing to work through those things. And really around my early 20s, He really started to awaken in me this desire to have a relationship with Him. And so for many years, I really tried to have that relationship with God, but it was always about something that I was trying to do. I was always trying to clean up my life, become a better person, be obedient to Him. All good things, but I was trying to do those things in my own strength and just failing time and time and time again. And it really wasn't until I was about 23, 24 years old, when I met my future wife and her family, that God really started to use them to speak truth in my life through His Word. And really at that point, it was a complete shift in my understanding and realizing that it wasn't about me. It wasn't about anything that I had to do, anything that I could do, but it was all about what God had already done for me through His Son, Jesus Christ. And specifically, Him dying on the cross for all those wrong things that I did, all the wrong ways that I thought, all the wrong ways that I lived, all my pursuits, and He rescued me from those things. And so He replaced that emptiness and restored that relationship that God so desperately wanted to have with me. So after I accepted Christ into my life, was my life just worry-free, pain-free? Was it a life of health, wealth, and prosperity? Absolutely not. God never promises any of those things to us. But what He does promise is worth far greater. And that is, number one, He promises that He'll never leave us or forsake us. And secondly, He's given us the promise of Easter, because Christ did not stay dead. He was crucified on the cross, He was put into the grave, but He didn't remain dead. On the third day, He rose again. He was resurrected. And Jesus says that because I live, you also will live. And so I just hang on to those promises that He's given me, that no matter what happens to me in life, no matter what happens to me in death, that I am secure in Him, that I have this relationship with Him, and that I'm forgiven. And I hold on to those promises even now as He's continuing to transform my life. And I'm so thankful for God that this is my story.